so thrilled to have on the show an incredible country music trio that I know you've heard of before, and you're going to be hearing and seeing a lot more of them. Runaway June. I've got Jennifer, Stevie, and Natalie on the show. It's so nice to have the three of you finally on here.
Oh, we're so excited to be here.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mentioned this to you before we started the interview. After I was off stage and got to hear you at the Grand Ole Opry on one of your last performances this year, it's like I told my team, it's like, we got to get him on the show. Because it was so mesmerizing. And you had the Opry crowd just in the palm of your hands when you ladies were out there. It's like, and I'd heard this from other people too about what a great live show the three of you put on. But until you see it, you don't really get it. And we got to talk about your new single, New Kind of Emotion. How did this come together?
Well, so we're so excited about that single. First of all, thank you for having us on the show. And the three of us wrote that song, I think it was like a year and a half ago. And it was the first time where we were like, wow, this is, because we were starting to write a new album and we thought, this is what we want to sound like. And this is something special. And we took it home and we played it for our family, and all of our family and friends were like, we can't stop listening to this song. So we felt like that was a good hint that we were onto something.
Well, and also, Stevie, we were talking about the video, the visualizer is like kind of mesmerizing, to where it's like the three of you are not moving, but then everything around you is. I mean, did you ladies come up with that, or how did that come together?
I wish we did. We have a lot of very talented people around us that are working on stuff like that, and so every time we get them back, it's like our minds blown, because how do you do that? And I'm sure they're saying the same thing about us, like, how do you do that? But no, the graphic design, that, especially for me, I'm so terrible with technology. I couldn't.
It's good to have people, but all three of you ladies, I got to bring this up. Besides being songwriters on your own, you're also multi-instrumentalist. So it's like, when you're on stage, you got a lot of stuff going. And Natalie, we got to talk about this. Besides the harmonies and everything, also the instrumentation, not easy to pull off while you're doing harmonies. I mean, I cannot do harmony at all. And you ladies pull it off so easy.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. I mean, it's what we love, It's like I love the fact that we get to all switch instruments and play different things. It keeps everything interesting. And then also you just figure out the ways to play around what you're singing, Like, I can't always be playing while I'm singing, because you're supposed to hold the fiddle with your chin. Don't tell my teacher. You don't do that. Not when you're on stage and you're singing it too.
But that's not easy. And you've been playing since you were a young girl, classically trained.
Yeah, I started at 4, and I played classical music for a number of years, but then as soon as they brought a fiddle tune in, I was like, oh, this is my jam right here.
Well, we've got to talk about this too, to where I've got to brag about the three of you, to where, you've been on the charts, one of the biggest female country music trios in 14 years. And obviously comparisons to the Chicks. How does that feel when you're out on tour? I mean, and once again, you three ladies have been out on tour with Carrie Underwood and with Luke Bryan, and you have more big tour news coming later in the news. We can't say anything, but what do those comparisons feel like?
Well, anytime we're compared to the Chicks, we're like, what? This to even be in the same sentence as them is so cool. But I mean, it's amazing that we broke in and got up the charts. It's just sad that we're the first ones in 14 years. We're seeing female trios now kind of pop up. And I think, hearing 3-part female harmony on the radio is something that is really missing. And we love hearing that.
Well, I've got to bring this up to Stevie, to where the depth of the harmonies, to where when I listen to the layers, does that take a lot of work when you're like writing the songs and, songs come in, that you haven't written? It's like, how do you guys figure out the layers? It's like a tiramisu cake of Beaufort.
So like it's actually very weird, because when we get in a writing room, it's very natural how the harmonies go. And of course there are parts where it's like we have to kind of like practice, hone in, and figure out the exact right part. But I think every time we sing, it's like very natural. Like, we know where we sit. It's just, we kind of go by feel and what sounds good to us. So, but when we're in production, we're in the studio recording, that's when we kind of dive in and be like, okay, this note needs to be like half step up or stuff like that. But when we're in the room writing, it's very natural.
It seems so natural on stage too. And I know, you ladies are so well known with Runaway June for your live performances. I got to ask, how many instruments? Is there like a separate semi just for all the instruments, Natalie?
Hopefully, Shay.
Yeah. Or just for your fiddles?
I carry those fiddles on my back. I got them with me all the time.
So you're not like one of the artists that only takes one then, right? You got like the backup.
No, I've got a couple. I have one that's a half step down. That way I can play open strings on all the case.
Ah, how neat.
It's nice because you can't capo a fiddle. So it's my way around not being able to capo.
That's smart because, once again, particularly Nashville, it's like I really, I own capos and you use them all the time here. And a lot of players never take them off. The guitars, it's just constantly, I'm like going, do you not remove the capo? But yeah, you can't do it on fiddle.
You can't do it on fiddle.
No. And you got no frets.
Yeah, I know.
See, we've got the easy job. She's got the difficult job.
And also I got to bring up to where, I've seen to where a few Martin guitars have made it to the stage also.
Yeah.
So maybe like a Runaway June signature model coming out eventually.
That idea. It's really cool.
There's few people over at Martin that probably, want to talk with you.
I think you should put in a
I
good
think we're
word.
going to do that. I think we can do that. Yeah, I visited the factory. It was pretty cool. You ladies need to go, all three of you, right there in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. You play a show in New York, just drive over.
I would love to. I'd love to do both. For New York.
Well, I get the feeling there's going to be some big festival shows coming up this year also and other news in the fall, right?
Yeah, we have festivals on the books right now, and we're just finishing our album too. So we've been kind of busy doing that. And
Exciting.
I know it's been 2 years now.
It's hard to believe, I went back and listened to the past catalog too, and I know your music, but it's like the progression, and it seems particularly with the new singles, the three of you have really hit your stride now, as these songs are coming out. So I'm excited to see with the angle, are you pushing more boundaries with this album? What do you feel like on it?
I feel like it's just more of, this is a combination of songs that this is the Runaway June sound. We really found who we were through this album,
Yes.
and so a lot of those songs, they're very much just authentic, very much like musically authentic and lyrically. So I think we are pushing the boundaries in some way, but it's a good place for us to be, I think.
Right. And I've got to bring up also, Natalie, with Billboard magazine touting you and with all the hundreds of thousands of streams with the music, it seems like the fans are also enjoying it.
Oh, that's the best part. For us, especially with New Kind of Emotion lately, when we've been playing it out on the road, people are singing it back to us and singing it with us. And truly, there is no better feeling. It's just the greatest when you see something that we've created together that we love and are obsessed with. When you see people responding to that, then you just are like, oh my gosh.
Well, especially when you've got gold certified songs, everybody wants to hear the ones, that you started out with, that you started the band with. But then when you bring in the new material, it's nice when people ask for that.
Absolutely. We love playing our old songs, but the new songs are just a passion for us, and we're growing. And like Stevie said, this is really what our sound is, and so we're so happy to share it.
You can tell it. So excited. So I want to make sure for our viewers, for everything Runaway June, with the website, social media, everything that you ladies are doing, where do they need to go?
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Runaway June Official and runawayjune.com, right? Okay. Like there. And then wherever you listen to music, you can stream it on any one of those platforms at Runaway June.
I'll tell you what, and be sure and add the brand new single out, New Kind of Emotion. You're going to love it. Check out the visualizer. Also, there's going to be more singles releasing, and of course, the album this fall. But I got to tell you, go to their website, follow the ladies on social media, go see Runaway June live. You're going to love them as much as I do. And I heard they might be playing the Opry again, too, so you can check in on that.
You got to come play guitar with us.
I'd be in the back rank, and I'll carry Natalie's fiddles for her. You just go, ting, ting. I'll say, here you go.
It's someone for that, yep.
Wow. I'll be that guy, off on, is that Eric back there? Yeah. Runaway June. Check them out, and be sure and listen to the new music, add it to your playlist.